everybody, Mo here, and today we have an exciting video. One that I wasn't really expecting, or to expect to have all this stuff. But basically Riot sent me a box. So Riot sent me a box of Spiritforge stuff, and it came with the champion decks for Rumble and Fiora, a booster box, a full booster box of Spiritforge, as well as some amazing equipment, that allows me to have this amazing setup, to be able to have the quality top-down cameras with the nice lighting and everything. So I just got all of that set up, and I figured I'm gonna go ahead and open up a lot of this product. My pre-rifts start tomorrow. It is currently the 5th, so February 5th. Thursday, tomorrow night, like I said, is the first pre-rift in my city. I think tomorrow is when pre-rifts are allowed to even start. But either way, I'm super duper excited about the fact that I have this product that I'm able to show you guys, be able to tell you how it feels and looks, hopefully get some really sick pulls, and then go off of the champion decks, which I'm super excited about. So huge shout out to Riot. I really appreciate them. Show them some love in the comments. For being able to send me stuff like this to show off to you guys, as well as this is going to help me make a lot of content in the future. I plan to do some 4-player game modes, some webcam games, and webcam game modes with some other content creators and people that you guys know, and a lot of big stuff. So I'm super excited. I've been wanting to do a 4-player series, and having everyone with, you know, webcams and being able to have a setup like this will make that a lot easier. So let's get into it though, because I don't really know what to expect from this. This is, you know, I'm not a, this is my first paper card game making content for, as you guys know. I usually just do the online stuff. I don't really know how to do all of this, so if it's a little bit awkward or if the angle isn't great or something, that's why. I've done some box openings and stuff on stream so far, pack openings, like when Origins first launched, but wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. So if you're wondering why there was no YouTube video of it, there might be like a Twitch VOD of it. That's why. It's because it was not very good. Definitely not good enough for me to want to put on my channel. So let's start with Rumble. Rumble sealed deck, champion deck. So this is just like the champion decks from the Origins, I guess, like pre-release in a sense, or like release event, launch event, where it comes with a really sick cardboard deck box. I really like. You can put this together, and I believe it fits all of your cards not sleeved, but it will fit a 40 card deck in it not sleeved. It also comes with one Spiritforge booster pack, just like the last champion deck. I think this is a rule book, basically, telling you kind of how to play the game. Yeah, telling you like what the chosen champions are, key game terms, everything you need to basically start playing the game. Tells you your ABCDs. A lot of people can read this and learn from this, so they don't, you know, accidentally draw extra cards when they need it, and all of that fun stuff. And the cool thing I really like about these is because they use them in, or the ones that come with the champion decks, come with like specialized pictures to help you understand from your champion deck. I remember I thought that was cool when I opened up my Victor champion deck, was that it shows things like, oh, chosen champions, champion that goes in your champion zone. And it shows you, you know, like Rumble. So you have an idea of like what a champion looks like, the makeup of a card. It's super sick. Of course, as your paper playmat, everyone loves these. I actually have one hanging up on my wall just to the side over there that you can't really see. And everyone loves those. You have your sealed card, and then of course your sealed starter deck. This is the thing that you will be, that you will be upgrading. I have to try and keep everything in camera. There's like this weird void area of like right here where I think I'm holding something. It's like right at my like chest level. And you guys can't see it in either camera, so I'll try to keep things in camera for you guys. I'll try and put them up close. I don't know if you guys would prefer it like this upside down, or right side up to me but upside down to you guys. Probably, I would guess you guys want it right side up to you guys, huh? Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so let's go and crack open the pre-rift champion deck. I wonder if it has the contents. I know sometimes in other games they will just have the full deck list somewhere. I don't see that anywhere here, unless, oh look, next steps. Is this telling you how to play Rumble? Nope. Game modes 2v2. Mech army tells you some cards. Hopefully it comes with some alter seal of insights. That would be really cool if I opened up some of those here. Okay, I didn't know if maybe it came with a deck list somewhere. But I'm sure you can find a deck list online. I do have my handy dandy skizzers here, so I don't have to damage all of my cards for fun when I go to open up this stuff and when I go to open up my booster box. He says as he stabs his cards anyways, but that's okay. Cards are for playing, not for retiring, I think is what the saying is. All right, so now we got all this stuff for us. Oh, beautiful. Let's go and get that bad boy open. Again, try and keep everything. I know I have my camera. My camera is like not really centered with where I am, and it's kind of up in the front, so I'm gonna try and keep it that way. And yes, I have a perm in like 2 weeks, maybe. I think like the week before Vegas. I went and got my haircut recently. They chopped it. I'm not gonna lie. It is so short. It's actually so short. I don't know if I'm gonna get a perm in 2 weeks because of how short they cut it. So hope for the best. All right, so let's see what we got. We have our Rumble cards. My first time touching a English Spiritforge card. I have a full set of Spiritforge, but it's all Chinese, and this is really sick to finally see some English cards. The quality is super nice. Also, the camera quality. The camera you guys are seeing top down is the one that Riot sent me. The quality on that is really nice. The signature spell. I know this was the big thing that people were asking about. Then the original champion decks. God, the foiling on this card's amazing. People were saying that they really wish that they had the champion deck, the chosen, the signature legend spell, with the decks, and I'm cool that it has it, and there it is too. I was going to say the other thing people were asking for is to have both legends. So this has both the epic legend, which is Blue Rumble, and it also has the rare legend, or rare champion, I guess, in the Red Rumble. So you actually have both Rumbles now. So obviously that would have been really good in like the Victor deck, where you could have started with the yellow Victor in your starter deck. That would have been pretty sick. On top of that, you have Ferris Forerunner. I don't know the prices of cards. I know all the cards we have right now are just like the TCG player pre-release prices anyway, so they're going to be super skyrockety high. But I know this card is amazing. This card's going to be great. It's going to be one of the best cards in set 2 for Red. Red is like one of the most played colors, one of the best colors overall in set 2, and Ferris Forerunners in most of the decks that we see. So gonna do a quick glance. Oh, there's a longsword. Some really good rares in here actually. So yeah, 2 Ferris Forerunners, and then a longsword. Really good. Then we just have all of our uncommons. See anything particular? We got Singularity. We have some our mech boys going on here. The Production Surge, I think the card's really good. Gym Jammer, probably the biggest like letdown of the set. Everyone saw Gym Jammer and was like, wow, this card's gonna be like super good because it just gives the unit ganking. Like, oh, you can give your Darius ganking, your Thousand-Tailed Watcher ganking. You like don't really need to do that a lot of the time, but it's really good in Lucian, and Lucian is actually the dark horse that I am looking to play a lot right now. Oh, Frigid Touch. New spell, really good in Ezreal. It says reaction, 2 energy, reaction speed, give a unit -2 might, and then repeat for another 2 might. You can give it, repeat the spell. So either the same target or another one. It's kind of like a more expensive, what is that card called? Smokescreen? Or Smokescreen is 2 energy and 1 power to give a unit -4. This would be 4 energy, 0 power to give 1 unit -4. But the idea is you probably have something like an Ezreal in play that reduces the cost, and then it doesn't have a power cost. So get kind of an idea of what power cost looks like. We have Wages of Pain. That card's amazing. We have some of the amazing battlefields from set 2. Both the Ravenbloom Conservatory says when you defend here, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a spell, put it into your hand. Otherwise, recycle it. And then you have the Shipyard, Treasure Hoard, where it says when you conquer here, you may pay 1 energy to play a gold gear token. Exhausted. So, all in all, pretty solid deck. It's going to be a 6-6 split. There is your mech token. It is little guy. I forgot what this guy's name is from LOR, but he's cool. I'm glad he can make it over here. And the backside are your gold tokens. So I'm glad to have tokens. I've been playing some set 2, playing in paper, because I'm going to have the Chinese stuff, but I haven't actually used any tokens at all. They look sick. Alright, we'll leave Rumble up there. Should we open this beer? We'll open up our Rumble pack. We'll open the Rumble pack here, and then we will go to Fiora next. And then after we open the Fiora, we will just go straight into the big thing that everyone's actually really excited for, which is the booster box. Of course. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling getting this thing open. You like super glued this shut. Having a hard time getting it. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's just my weak fingers. Okay, so yeah, they really like glued that on. There we go. First pack ever opened actually Spiritforge. I've not opened a single pack, even though I have, you know, all the cards. I haven't actually opened the pack. So we got Desert's Call, you know, 2 energy, make a dude. I'm not gonna say what every single card does because by the time we get done with the booster box, we will have seen everything, you know, a lot. So I'll start off by doing that. So Desert's Call, repeat 2 energy, repeat 2. Just make a 2 might Sand Soldier token. Sand Soldier tokens come in. They have, what is it called? Weapon Master. So they come in and immediately equipped to something. Gearhead, which I think is one of the most underrated cards. This is 3 energy for 5, has Accelerate, and then it equipped, or each equipment that's attached to this unit doubles its base might bonus. So if you have something that gives it +2, it will instead give it +4. Really good in Ornn decks, especially because it has the Accelerate keyword. Ego Drakehound, I'm not quite sure if this is going to be better than just playing a rear guard, but it does come in ready, and obviously things that come in ready are good. Ribbon Dancer, when I move to a battlefield, give another friendly unit +1 might this turn. So it doesn't even have to be a friendly unit moving with it. It could just be any friendly unit. Corrupt Enforcer, when I move to a battlefield, discard 1. When I win a combat, draw 1. High risk, high reward card. I think that card looks like it could be really good if you have a lot of discard synergies, in all honesty. 4 mana 2, when you play me, create a 2 might Sand Soldier token here. This just does exactly what he did in LOR. What's his name? His name's like Dune something, I'm pretty sure. Dune Soldier, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't remember his name. But yeah, the card is amazing. It made dudes. It was really good. They had to nerf it. 5 mana 5, Combat Chef. It is a vanilla except it has Weapon Master to it. So it's technically not a vanilla, but it's just a 5 mana 5 that comes in and attaches or automatically equips an equipment. Maybe I'll turn my camera around or turn around this. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. So if you see a cut and the camera's flipped, that's why. Temporal Portal, it can give, you know, a power, tap it, give the next spell you play this turn repeat equal to its cost. And then you have Unsung Hero. I think this card is amazing. One of the reasons that Fiora is even, like, somewhat playable is a 2 energy, 2 might unit with Death Knell. If I am mighty, let me hold up here. Oh, there we go. If I was mighty, draw 2. So when she dies, if she was mighty, draw 2. Battlefield is the Veiled Temple. It says when you conquer here, you may ready a friendly gear. If it's an equipment, you may detach it. Our foil card is a foil guards. So hidden, play a 2 might Sand Soldier token here. You may pay a yellow power to accelerate it, or sorry, to ready it. So 2 really cool things about this. One, it is a hidden card, so you can actually play a 2 might unit at reaction speed. But on top of that, because it is a Sand Soldier and has Weapon Master, you can actually play it at reaction speed while it's hidden, and then equip like a BF sword or something. And then now all of a sudden you just have a 5 might unit defending out of nowhere, and that is a huge turn. The other thing is this is just going to be a 3 energy, 1 power to make a 2 might unit accelerate unit if you need it. That can come in and Weapon Master, which is just an on-rate spell. So at the worst, it's like this hidden card that can randomly have a really big defender, and then like, or sorry, that's like at best like really good. At worst, it's just like an on-rate accelerate unit or enter ready unit, except it's a spell, which is pretty cool. And our first rare is Auction. So this card is everywhere in China for good reasons. It's a 4 energy, 4 might unit, no power cost to play. He has Weapon Master, so it says, you know, when you play him, you can attach friendly equipment, make it the attach cost reduced by a power. And then he says, you may pay an additional 2 orange power when you play him. If you do that and you pay the additional cost, you get to move an enemy gear to your base. If it is an equipment, you can attach it to. I don't think it's you can. It's just you have to attach it. So this is a really good way to steal Dazzling Auroras from the opponent. But the biggest thing that this is really good for is it's really good at stealing Guardian Angel. So Guardian Angel is a green rare that's played in a lot of the Aurelia decks, any green deck right now, really. It's effectively Zhonya's Hourglass, but as an equipment, where you can just choose specifically what unit you want to save, as well as it just gives an additional might, which is super cool. So you can steal Guardian Angel with Auction, and it says until Auction leaves the board, you will control that gear or own that gear. But because Guardian Angel says when this unit dies, you know, kill the Guardian Angel, just like Zhonya's, if you steal Guardian Angels and put it on Auction, you can run Auction in there. All of a sudden, he gets to, you know, trade with something or deal a bunch of damage. He goes to die, but the GA will pop. So you actually get to use the opponent's GA and keep your big, you know, rare unit around, which is. And our second rare is Rel. So Rel is Rel. She's supposed to be played, I think, in Lucian and like these big equipment decks where you're just like, yeah, I'm going to play some gears for free. Usually you just like don't have that many gears for free that you're going to want to attach anyway. She's kind of slow, 4 energy 4. She has the tank keyword, which is pretty cool. Really good draft or like limited card, but I don't think she quite makes the cut. And then we have our token and no rune. We do have the alt art runes in this set, just like in set 1, where they are the full art alt art runes. Very exciting stuff. So hopefully we can get you know, some of those. I really need some blue ones, so that's what we're really hoping for right now. Okay, I had to flip it back because turns out just simply flipping the camera makes all of the words backwards, and it was hurting my head, and I'm sure would have hurt everyone else's head and would have just looked horrible. So I will just simply hold the cards facing you guys. So you're welcome. Again, another how to play book, but you know, using all the Fiora stuff because this is the Fiora you know, champion deck and how to play. So really cool. We have all the other stuff. We have the deck box. Of course, we have the playmat. We have the 1 pack we will open at the end. And then we will quickly look at the Fiora stuff here. I'm hoping this has, you know, riposte and both of the Fiora legends, just like the Rumble deck did, and it didn't just have, you know, Rumble wasn't just a special occasion. I'm just gonna that way I don't have to lean over and do some weird stuff every time I go to throw something. You know. So, all right, let's see what we got here. We have professional stream. So we have Fiora stuff. So Fiora, looking amazing. We do have Fiora worthy, and I wonder, we do have riposte. That's amazing. I am happy about that. I think it is just going to be 1, and we have both Fiora. So they gave us both the epic and the rare Fioras. Oh, look at that. We already have our orange Lucians. That's super sick. We love orange Lucian. Oh, amazing. One of the, what I think probably most underrated equipment. I have a super sick idea to play this with like Karthus, and then every card just draws you 2. And I don't know how good that'll be because you're still playing a yellow deck and you're playing Karthus, but it'll be sick because you have shears and you get to draw a bunch of cards. This is 2 energy, 1 power, has 1 yellow might for or power for an equip cost, and then it gives your unit Death Knell, draw 1, and gives 1 might. So it just lets you draw a bunch of cards. Again, if you have Karthus, you get to double up on that draw. This is where we get our first real look at equipments. We got our BF swords, which is super sick. Oops, sorry about that. Super sick BF sword. And we got, again, you know, Unsung Hero. Super good card we were talking about earlier. We have Mini Bloom. We have Baby Bloom. It is exactly 1/2 of a Dead Bloom. And the card's actually good. Card's fire. I was playing it in Master Yi with masks. And if you can play it with masks, the card comes in as like a pretty solid card. On top of that, we have Punchy First Tier, which is a super good card. Probably one of the like set 2 defining staples, if anything. So super excited to actually, you know, have some amount of these. What else do we got in here? Anything else new? No, we got some more Dune guys. Orange Forge, Sunken Temple. Okay, we've seen the other 2. So Orange Forge and Sunken Temple. Orange Forge says that when you control this battlefield, the first friendly non-token gear you play, each turn costs 1 less, which is super sick. So if you have, with Quick Draw, for example, that is something that you would be able to, oh, sorry, I didn't make my thing big enough. I was like, what's happening here? I'm glad I saw that because that would have tilted the hell out of me. Every time I look at content, I'm like, yeah, that would tilt me, so it's definitely going to tilt somebody else. And then Sunken Temple just says when you conquer here with the Mighty unit, you can pay 1 energy and draw 1. Let me see, can I get it more? There it goes. Amazing art, by the way. Super amazing Riftbound card. Definitely gave me a PTSD from that card. And if you played Riftbound, you would agree. So there's our Fiora deck. Look at that, facing you guys because I'm professional. See, I'm getting the hang of this. I think by the time I'm done opening an entire booster box, I just might maybe look like I know what I'm doing, but like probably not. It's getting hot in here. So we'll see. And then let's open up the Fiora pack. So this one has to have the good stuff in it. I'm not gonna struggle. I have a pair of scissors. I've had a pair of scissors. You guys saw me open it with the champion decks. I realized why not just open the actual packs with the you know, makes it a lot easier. Alrighty, now let's see what we got here. Ooh, got Blood Rush. Effectively, in my opinion, worst Cleave. I think I'd still rather run Cleave. Doran Shield. This is a 2-drop when you're playing Azir, and basically only going to be played in Azir. Caustic Cast, make some gold tokens, another Drake Hound, another Combat Chef, and see, the set's a lot smaller than set 1 too, which is why I'm not going to go over every single card, especially after we see it one time, just because we should be getting a whole lot of stuff. Oh, it's a spoiler back there. I think I got a legend. That's pretty cool. Treasure Hunter, just because, like I said, this set's like, I think, over 100 cards smaller than set 1. Set 1, the base set, first sets of card games are usually going to be a lot bigger because you have to, have enough cards to play the game. Next we have our uncommon, so Rainbow Balloon Conservatory. We already have one of those from our Rumble decks. We have Glass Mycologist. So this guy's kind of cool. So he is basically like a, what is her name? The 4 energy, 2 power, reanimate a unit from your trash with no more than 3 cost and 1 power, except it's on Death Knell. So it's like I keep wanting to say Maiden. I think it's Maiden. I don't know. But anyways, it's that card, but on Death Knell, which I think is like kind of sick. Next we have Temporal Portal. So again, give things, repeat. And this is a pattern I think we'll see pretty common in set 2, is that you'll start to see a lot of repeats again because the sets are smaller. Our foil is a foil Wages of Pain, which is like super sick because I actually like this card. This is a good card. The foils look a lot like set 1 foils, where some of them look very foily. I'm trying to get the light on it. There you go. And some of them just look slightly darker. I think if you have the wrong type of sleeves, you might not be able to know it's foil. Not a good idea. After Wages of Pain, we have a Edge of Night. Amazing card, made a debut in Apatu's, or Ace's Draven, winning Draven deck. Being able to hide this is really good. Hiding cards in a purple meta is already kind of hard, because if you hide just one card there, a lot of times they can like push your unit back or rebuke it, and your hidden card could just be wasted. But having Edge of Night is a really good way because it's a combat trick that people, it's hard to play around both things like push and Edge of Night, as well as if they try to just push your unit back. It's a really good response to that. And our last one is a Lucian. Yeah, I told you guys it was a legend. Told you it was a legend, so that's super sick. We got our Lucian, we got our Sand Soldier token. Those of you that were wondering, this is what they look like. So it's 2 might Sand Soldier, and he has a Weapon Master. Wait, do they not all have Weapon Master? Maybe Just As Year gives them Weapon Master. Maybe it's Just As Year gives them Weapon Master, but I thought they all have Weapon Master. So if that's true, then I guess Sand Soldiers are kind of really bad if you're not in exactly Azir. So cool. We have our rare. We have another rare. I'm going to sort all the rares by colors, and then I will have a foil, like common and uncommon stack as well. Wages of Pain is the 3 energy, deal 3 to a unit at a battlefield, play a gold gear, and then it has hidden so you can hide it and then replay it, and it makes the gold that you use to, it gives you back the power that you use to hide it with. So super cool. We have that stack. We're going to put all the Fiora stuff back in the Fiora box because in this house we like to keep things neat and tidy. Got this Fiora stuff back. Super duper duper sick. And now is time for what everybody is waiting. I'm sure there's timestamps, or someone's put the timestamps in the comments already for people to go to. So welcome here. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. I'm going to post, a bunch of content. I have not been the most consistent. My editor had a medical emergency, so it made things kind of rough, on top of, preparing for all of these events at the start of the year. 25K in Houston, another Vegas is coming up into, or Bologna is coming up into Vegas. There's a 2K right before launch that I'm going, or that I'm playing in online. I guess by the time you see this, like I said, I'm recording this on Thursday. I'm gonna have this out tomorrow. I will be live streaming my run over on my Metafy, so go check that out. Everything on my Metafy is free for subscribers, and to be a subscriber, it is just $10 a month, and you get access to all of my everything, my scrims, my scrim VODs, my coaching VODs, any guides that I put out, anything that I do will be on my Metafy for free if you're a subscriber. So, and you get all the past content too. It's super sick. You get 10% off of coaching, which, with regionals coming up, my coaching is booking up insanely fast, so that 10% off of coaching will really help you out there if you plan to do that. But let's get into the Spiritforge. I don't know proper etiquette. I know basically the #1 rule. I asked some people that have opened cards and stuff and do this kind of thing. They said the #1 rule is to make sure to open all of the cards off stream and put really good hits in so your boxes look really insane. They said the #1 rule is try to open everything on stream if possible. All right, I'm not going to do all that. Because I guess because people do that, where they just like fake their their hits, and they open like a really good pack or a really good box or something, and I don't know, it goes viral or whatever. But yeah, they said just try to open stuff on stream. If not, you know, not the biggest of deals. It's not like people are gonna freak out over it, you know. So let us get a little bit more organized. So again, I told you it was gonna be running out of space here on things. We'll put that box. Oh, I tried to land it on the bed in the background. Great, you have absolutely no idea what this card is. So we found where the light shines. We're gonna try and stack all of our rares here. Just, you know, have them color coordinated. I will try and find the best places to have them so that way the light is not blinding. This looks pretty good down here. And yeah, like I said, sorry, I appreciate you guys all bearing with me while I go through this this learning process, I guess. I am, you know, do content. I've been doing it for quite a few years, but IRL stuff, not something I'm used to, along with like my vlogs and everything I'm starting to do. Starting to do a vlog series of like life of a pro player, basically, because a lot of people want to know what it's like. A lot of people can't really do the life, whether it's because you have, you know, a kid, a job, a school, or something that kind of makes it to where you can't commit that amount of time and everything. And it's still cool to see, though. You want to know what it's like. So thank you all for bearing with me with all of that, you know, trial and error. Aspiring Apprentice, when you play me, return a gear from your trash to your hand. I didn't know this card existed. You know, not very good. Oops, we did the thing. I stuck all the really good cards in the back. You saw it went off camera a little bit. Gem Jammer, Disarming Rake, one of the best removal spells in green that green has now. It cannot be Sabotage, which is really big. It can't be countered, which is really big. It is just simply a play and shoot a gear, which is really nice. Forecaster, your mechs have vision. I'm pretty sure he sees himself. I'm not 100% sure. I was told that he sees himself when he plays. I also would just like assume that is how he works. Laurent Bladekeeper. I think this card's a little bit slept on. I wish he was slightly bigger. A 3 energy 3. Oh, I did the thing again. There goes. I snuck 2 really good cards in the back. You know, he has ganking. I think ganking is a really good keyword that a lot of weapon decks need. Being able to hold for a really big might total because you have weapons attached and then gank over immediately is a really big threat. So I like that. Rockfall Path is another card that I think is the most underrated battlefield. It just says units can't be played here. That's huge because a lot of people are trying to hold or play units directly on a battlefield to help hold, and that stops it. It also stops any hidden units from being played there. I think it's super, super underrated. Rally the troops. Units that interplay this turn get a buff token. Draw one. I have no idea that this card drew one for the longest of times. And then Petrosite Monument, 2 energy, says temporary, so at the beginning of your upkeep, or at the beginning of your beginning phase, you know, kill this. And just says friendly units have deflect, and it does stack. So if your unit already has deflect, like if you have a Kion in play, it will have deflect too. And our foil card is a foil forecaster. We're playing foil mechs, baby. Foil mechs. We're foiling out that Rumble card. Here are the 2 I cheated in the back when I took my thing off camera. It was a Vex, which actually is very good. We really like Vex. Oh, sorry, I'm going to put my foil commons and uncommons in this little corner here. Vex is really good. And then we have a... What the hell is that? Oh, Card Sharp. I didn't know that card is a rare. Cool. Well, we have a Card Sharp. So Card Sharp says when you play me, you know, you get a gold token. An opponent may also get a gold token. You get 1 gold token for each opponent, I think is what it says. Yeah, for each opponent who did get a gold as well, you also get a gold token. So if you're in 4-player mode, for example, and all 3 of your opponents get a gold, you will get 4 gold tokens. Most of the time in 1v1, you will get 2 gold tokens, and it's really nice. And then Vex is a really strong card. It says, when I'm in combat, opponent spells cost 1 energy and 1 power more, and friendly spells cost 1 energy and 1 power less to a minimum of 1 energy. Super strong card. Super strong. All right, well, that was exciting. First pack of the box, and we got some pretty good hits. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna try and keep pace a little bit so that way this video isn't just like, you know, 30 hours long because I'm explaining every single card, but I'm going to tell you the cards I'm excited about because it's my video and I'm excited and they're my cards. So yeah, Plundered Poro, one of the best 2-drops in the entire game is when you conquer, get gold token. Void Drone, the biggest bait in the entire game. Navori Scout, better Kiana. We already went over Mr. Ganking Boy. Puppy, Loyal Pup says when you defend a battlefield, you may move me there. We already saw this one. This is our create a dude that you can hide. And Punch First, the 1-mana menace. Treasure Hoard Battlefield, we already saw. Paper Tree Battlefield, which is, again, I feel like I'm saying this a lot, but I think Paper Tree is slightly underrated. I don't think it's super underrated. And I think it's just really sick to be able to punish the opponent for trying to go there and give you an extra rune. And Deathclaw is or Death Grip is our last uncommon. So now we will see, are we going to finally have multiple foils or multiple rares? No, I'll start pulling from the bottom actually so we can see if it's like an epic or something first. But it didn't matter this time. It was an Orangeforge. Foil, uncommon, pretty sick. I love foil battlefields. Oh, that was one thing. I don't have any foils of set 2. I just got base rarity of my set 2 stuff in Chinese. So having any foils, now that we can mix languages, I'm super excited because I get to play them. And we have a Renata Glass. Your tokens enter ready. Super sick. I like this in my Azir deck because it makes all your Sand Soldiers just come in and immediately beat face, which is super cool. And we have a Longsword, so number 2 to go along with our one that we got out of the Rumble deck. So we have our first yellow rare, we have Longsword, and a normal rune. Hopefully we get, you know, a foil rune. Like I said, it'd be really cool. The main alt art runes that I'm missing are blue. I'm missing the blue alt art runes. So, all right, let's see what we get. Honestly, let's just get a signed card. What are we thinking? First box, signed. Surely that's what the script is, right? All of the creator sent stuff has to be super juiced to make people want to buy it. I'm okay with that. What signed legend do we? I don't actually know what a lot of the overnumber legends look like because when I practice and play, I play with base rarity just because I assume that's what I will have. Like I might have an overnumbered, but I assume I'm going to be playing with base rarity. So just to learn what my cards do and get used to the cards, I play with all the base rarity stuff, like even, you know, down to the runes until I had all alt art runes. Feral Strength is really cool. It's 2 energy, give a unit +2, and then has repeat. Sorry, I'll bring this up a little bit. So you guys can see it. Sorry, I cheated. I put the signed card in the back by taking it off screen there. Wages, Serrated Dirk, really interesting. 1 energy, 0 might, but it does have assault 2. So when you're playing Lucian, this actually has assault 3. Really good. I also am thinking of this like Miracle Lucian deck where you play like a bunch of 1 energy and 0 energy cards to cheat out rams, battering rams. And then your battering rams will help you cheat out your Jawfish because Jaw Hunter, I think it might be what it's called, because Jaw Hunter costs 2 energy less for every 5 might unit you have. So the idea is you just play a bunch of 1 and 0 cost cards, you play a ram for, you know, free, or play multiple rams out for 1 mana, and then you can play out a Jawfish or 2 for very cheap. I don't know how you're going to have that many cards in your hand, but in theory it sounds really cool. Eye of the Herald, insanely good card. Yordle Explorer, sorry, I forgot I'm trying to pull up now so we can see what's going on. We have Angle Shot, amazing card. This will have many memes around it. I can't wait for the first Angle Shot meme. As soon as someone does it on camera or at a major, they're just going to show Angle Shot, and then they're just going to Photoshop whoever it is, you know, in the back there. It's going to be amazing. Orangeforge, is this our first epic pack? No. Oh, wait, nope, we have one more. Experimental X-Plate. This card's actually not that bad. There's just not a lot of room in Riftbound because your decks are only 39 cards. It's hard to actually fit this in. It's just simply, I am a mech. So it is 1 energy for +1 might. Oh, hello, I'm trying to get you to focus, please, camera. Yeah, 1 energy for +1 might, and it just says I am a mech. So all of your mech's energies will go off with this unit. We have a foil Sea Monkey, Ragavan, just actually straight up. 2 energy for a 2. You can pay 1 additional energy to have him enter with a buff token. So it's a 2 energy 2, so a good 2 drop if you need one. But if you draw it in the late game, it will be better because it's going to be a 3 might unit, but also it'll have a buff token, so it has all your buffs energies. I think cards like that are super sick where they're like 2 drops but then better in the late game. Rare, we have Green Jax. I like Green Jax. Green Jax has Deflect and says all of your weapons gain Quick Draw. Which is really sick. With the Petricite card I showed earlier that says, you know, temporary. So at the beginning phase, you will sacrifice it. If you have Jax in play, Jax unmatched, you can actually respond or react to that temporary trigger to flash in a, what is it called? The Trinity Force. So that way you can respond, play a Trinity Force, equip it, because that's Quick Draw, thanks to Jax Unmatched. And then you will go to score your hold point, and you will score an additional hold point, and it's something that your opponents might not play around, which is super sick. Oh, we did get an epic. We got Arise. We got the Azir signature spell. This card's broken, just straight up. Play a 2 might Sand Soldier token for each equipment you control, and then you ready 2 of them. So you can just spit out a bunch of units, and 2 of them immediately equip, and it's super duper sick. Arise is really good. All the epics, we're going to go and sleeve up. Look at this. I got the sleeves ready. I got the sleeves ready. Professional. That was like also something else someone told me to do, but I will take credit and say that I'm the professional here. So we got a rise. Super happy with that. All of our epics can stay at the top here because we like them. We like to look at those. And then, oh, Green Jacks. You are, I think, the last color I'm missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there we go. We now have all of our rares out, all of the colorings. So, including our legends. We'll move the legends up a little bit here. And I'm excited. Now we're rocking and rolling, baby. Now we are rocking and rolling. For anyone that's cringing that I'm using scissors, by the way, or you're weird and hoping that I cut the top half of my cards off or something, there's a really big gap. Really big gap in between, in between the top half and the, like where they are, and I'm using my finger. So I'd cut my finger off before I cut the cards anyways. I'm dedicated. Thonk, good card. Bubblebot, being able to ready another mech when it enters play, really good combo with the Hex Plate, where you can make a unit a mech, and then you play Bubblebot and just immediately ready it. Detonate, 1 energy, 1 power, kill a gear, and then its controller draws 2. I actually think that's really cool if you can use it on your own gear and draw 2. Obviously on the opponent, it's not, that ideal. Overzealous Fan, the Demon, set to Demon only fans. When I defend, you may kill me to move an enemy unit to its base. Or move an attacking unit to its base. Which is super sick. I mean, it's effectively fight or flight on a stick that can't be defied. Honest Broker just says, make a gear token. I like that. Direwing, the thing that makes Aurora slightly less bad in set 2, because you now have a unit you can play that doesn't have a power cost and lets you be able to develop your board. It is just a 7 energy 7, and it says, I enter ready if you control another dragon. That text doesn't really matter in Aurora, but big thing is it's just a 7 energy 7 might unit, so it gives you something to play the turn before Aurora without having to set you back. Seat of Power. I don't know how this card's going to be played, but it says when you conquer here, draw 1 for each other battlefield you or an ally controls. I guess it's supposed to be like a 2v2 card, which I think is kind of sick. Warmog's Armor. We saw these in the Fiora deck when you conquer buff. And Sunken Temple. Again, saw this in the Fiora deck. So let's see. Do we have... Nope. We have a foil Gym Jammer. We like foil Gym Jammers. Again, we're playing Lucian deck maybe. So we're trying out some Lucian stuff. Having Gym Jammer, or Lucian is one of the actual like only ways to play Gym Jammer, so happy about it. And our first rare is here to help. I cannot wait to reaction speed in some Brynheers, or some like Snapvines, or a Deadbloom, or anything. This card's sick. So it's 2 energy and a power. It says you may play a unit from your hand to a battlefield you control, reducing its cost by 3. So if you just play it, you're effectively saving 1 energy on whatever unit you want to play, because you're spending 2 energy to make it cost 3 less. Or when it's really broken is you hide it for 0 energy, just a power. Then you play it as a reaction speed, and when you play it at reaction speed, it reduces a unit in your hand by 3. And then now it's actually just giving you the full discount because you didn't pay any energy, you just paid the power cost. So you can do things like, 3 energy Brynheer, or 3 energy Snapvines, or cheat out really big units like 9 energy Volibear or something. Boom, there you go. And the last one is World Atlas. I think this card... Oh, cool. Throw it away. I think this card's sick. It's really good in Ornn decks. I think it's really good in the Renata decks, Rat Azrael decks. If you were trying for a hold thing. I don't really like it in the hold Rat Azrael stuff, but I understand why people play it. Personally, I just really like it in Ornn, and I really like it in Renata. This card's foiling is absolutely beautiful, by the way. This is one of the most beautiful cards in set 2. That is sick. That is a very beautiful card. We got that. We have our Here to Help. Let's keep cranking. Let's keep cranking. Alrighty. So, boom, boom, boom. Again, trying to keep everything on camera. I feel like if I push things up, it's like pushing it off camera, but really pushing it up is keeping it on camera. So we have another Gearhead. We have Eager Drakehound, Ribbon Dancer, Doran's Ring, so some degenerate stuff going on with this card. 1 energy, purple to equip, +1 might. When I conquer, discard a card and draw 1. It is kind of just like having Zon Warrens on every unit. You play this with Purple Jinx, and she's just always readying herself, and she will just never die, which I think is super sick. Something to kind of look into, honestly. Laurent Duelist, just a little guy with Assault. Veteran Poro, a little guy that has Weapon Master and gets big. Temptations, one of the best groups of all time. Rockfall Path, which I already talked about. Factory Recall, 1 energy, just return a gear to its owner's hand. It's a nice tempo play. Obviously, it doesn't deal with the issue permanently if it's something like an Aurora, but it does make your opponent have to spend their entire turn to then like recast the Aurora or the Beta Hook or the whatever it is. And then we have Breakneck Mech. Try saying that 5 times fast. I won't because I'll look dumb. But we have this in Rumble. I think this card's really good. All of your mechs have deflect and ganking, and then it enters ready if you control another mech. So it's effectively an 8 energy, 2 power, 7. You're already paying the accelerate cost, so don't get excited about the fact that it enters ready, because you're already paying the accelerate cost. The fact that it just might not enter ready is kind of insane to me. But yeah, it enters ready, but the big thing is it gives all of your mechs, including itself, deflect and ganking, which is cool. I think we have an epic in here, because we started with the rare. Rare, we have Spirit Wheel. I saw a really cool Misfortune deck, because every turn you will tap your Misfortune to target a unit, and it says when you choose a unit. It says when you choose a friendly unit, you may pay 1, tap and exhaust this to draw 1. So, oops, sorry. So you every turn you just tap, exhaust your Misfortune Legend, give something ganking. Even if it's at your base, you just still give it ganking, and then you can pay 1 to draw a card. So it's effectively 3 energy to draw a card the first time, and then 1 energy every time after that. Super efficient way to draw cards. Next is a Rumble. So, oops, sorry. So that's a rare. That's our rare. So we have a Rumble here. One we already have from the champ zone, or from the chosen champion deck. And I think we have an epic. We do. What is this? Renata. Awesome. So blue Renata, the actual good Renata, the one that everybody loves. Renata is a 5 energy, 4 might unit, no power cost, and has 1 energy and a power to draw a card. Very strong. And then 4 energy and 4 power to score and exhaust her to score 1 point. So notice the draw ability, you can use as many times as you want. So ideally what happens is you have your Renata Legend, you have her active to where, you're within 3 points of winning the game. So all of your gear also produce an energy. So it's ideally going to be like you sacrifice a gear, a gold token, because your gold token will make a power and an energy, you draw a card. Or you sacrifice 4 gold tokens, exhaust Renata Glass here, and you score a point. The only downside is you can only use her abilities while she's at a battlefield. So you have to have some way to protect her, or have her, play her directly to a battlefield, hope she doesn't die, ready her, and then play her, which is really sick. Or what you do, which is what all the Chads are doing, is you play her with Heimerdinger. Because Heimerdinger has all of the exhaust abilities of ally units and gear, except he doesn't have her text box, so he doesn't have to be at a battlefield to use the ability, just like, or unlike her. So you can just play Renata in the base with the Heimer in the base, and then you can just use your Heimerdinger as a Renata, and it's super sick. And that's how you're going to get a lot of free points with Renata and Heimer combo. Apprentice, Bushwhack, one of the most broken cards in the game. I don't know why people are only playing 1 or sometimes 0 in their Miracle Draven list. It makes absolutely no sense. I play 2. I played 2 since like day 2 basically. I played Bushwhack the very first day I was testing Cycle Draven, and I was like, damn, this card sucks. And then I played the deck slightly more and got slightly less, shitty with the deck. And I was like, damn, this card's broken. Immediately went to 2. Fey Dragon, 7 energies, 1 power, 7 might dragon. Says when you play me, buff up to 4 friendly units, so it's effectively like an 11 might unit. And it says when you spend a buff, play a gold token, gold gear token exhausted. So it's ideally for like set stuff where you play her in set, you buff a bunch of your board, you spend the buff to save the unit with set, and then because you spent the buff, you make a gold token. So it's a way to kind of have like a free set ability. Drag Under, just a strictly better blast of power. Just literally. Forge of the Fluffed. When you control this battlefield, your friendly legends have exhaust, attach an equipment you control to a unit you control. Super good for things like Lucian, where Lucian's legend ability is just kind of like a passive ability. It says equipment, your equipment each give assault 1. And then so because he doesn't have an exhaust ability, or you never really exhaust him, being able to exhaust him with Forge of the Fluffed is really good. We have another epic. We have back-to-back epics. So we have Assembly Rig, which is good. I think we only pulled 1, or there was only 1 that came in the Rumble deck. So it's 1 energy and a power, recycle a unit from your trash, play a 3 might mech. This is really going to be good in grindy matchups. Trove Golem. This is a card. And our epic, I skipped it. Epic is, an Alt-Art Rumble. Oh shit! We pulled an over-number Alt-Art Rumble. This is one of the coolest skin lines in all of League of Legends. The Space Groove Rumble. This is the one that just says your mechs get +1 might, including me. And it says, when I hold, play a 3 might mech unit token to your base. Absolutely beautiful card. This is actually so sick. Sorry, I'm going to geek out. I love this skin line. I have not shown my girlfriend yet. I'm going to... I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it or not, but I'm basically going to show her the alt art. She plays a lot of League as well, and have her rate the top 5 cutest cards or prettiest cards in the set. And I know she's going to love this. This is probably going to be one of her tops. Now look at the texture on the bottom. You can see the texture right there. That's amazing. That is a sleeve right there. I have top loaders also. I don't really know what's supposed to go in a top loader. Like maybe just alt arts and stuff. So we'll put it in the top loader. I don't really know how to use a top loader, so don't yell at me. We'll put it in there. And look at that. Boom. Does it deserve a top loader? I don't know. Might be like a $2 card. But it's cool to me because it is it's an alt art. It's the first alt art I've pulled a set too. And I'm super happy about that. And it's actually a really good one. I think Rumble's not a bad deck. I think you have to, he's kind of just like put big might into play. And sometimes he puts too much might into play and you can't really deal with him. He's kind of slept on. And one of the big reasons that he's really good is because you have Purple Rumble, being able to just buff up basically your entire deck. Armed Assailant is a card that exists. Guardian of Passage says, when I hold, you may return a unit or gear from your trash to your hand. I don't know why you would play this over any of the other reanimate stuff, but maybe there's some sort of combo here that I'm kind of missing. Frigid Touch is the, sometimes Smokescreen. Sentinel Adept, I kind of like a 1 of Lucian sometimes if you just need a Weapon Master, because it's just a 3 energy, Weapon Master. Bonds of Strength is 2 energy, give 2 friendly units +1, and then you can repeat it. So for 4 energy, give 2 friendly units +2 for 4. I think there's already a card, like there's Back-to-Back, which is 3 energy, give 2 units +2, and this is 4 energy, give 2 units +2, except it has the upside of like maybe only buffing 1, if I'm not mistaken. It's a card. Doran's Blade, just very standard equipment, just a 2 energy +2 might. Corrupt Enforcer. Cole, the reason Rat Ezreal is a thing. It says, when I conquer, play a gold gear token exhausted. So you play your Pack Rat. Card that, I was going to say a card we haven't pulled, but it's a set 1 card. Card before its time. So you play your Rat, you play Cole, it readies your Rat, you attach the Cole, you move up and conquer. Because you conquered, it makes a gold token, that untaps your Rat, you can move your Rat back and he's totally safe. And, good stuff happens. So, very sick. Next we have Minefield. It says when you conquer here, put the top 2 cards of your main deck into your trash. So we got that in the Rumble deck. Minotaur Reckoner. So units can't move to base. This is a really cool tech card I've been seeing for the anti-Draven decks, basically, where they want to move their units up, try and move their units back, and do all those shenanigans. This just doesn't let them move back. It says, hey, if you want to move a unit up, it has to be stuck there the whole time. Our foil, foil Treasure Hunter. That's actually sick. That is a good, useful card. That is a good foil right there. We like that one. We're going to put the playable foils. We'll just put the other foils. We have Fiora. So it says, when I attack or defend one-on-one, double my might. Happens a lot more than you think in the early game. Pretty solid. We got those in the Fiora deck. And Needlessly Large Yordle. 10 energy, 3 might, or 3 power for a 5. It says, I cost 2 energy and 2 power less for each point you scored from holding this turn. So, if you hold for just 1 point, this is an 8 energy, 2 power unit. And it's a 5 might unit, but it goes up to 10 when defending. The cool thing about this is it's actually really good in hook decks. If you can hook a 4 might unit, you just get a 10 might unit on defense, which is like super sick. It's actually one of the only reasons that I'm looking into something like an Azir hook deck or a Leona hook deck. Just because of that card alone having such a low base might and having an ability that makes it so much bigger. I think it's super sick. Alright, almost halfway through. Let's see what we got here. Boom, boom. Rid of that. We have Doran Shield. So again, this is effectively just a 2-drop in Azir. Maybe sometimes I see people play it in Ornn, but I don't really know if that's correct. Kimtech Cask. Eager Drakehound. Lonely Poor. We haven't seen this guy yet. It's one of the best 2-drops in the entire game now. 2 energy, 2 might. It says Death Knell. If I died alone, draw 1. So if you just have him on a battlefield defending by himself and he dies, you draw a card. He just replaces himself. Super sick. If you send him in to trade and he's just by himself, you draw a card. Super sick. I think it's really good in Master Yi, where he's just a 4-might defender. He's just like one of the better 2-drops in Yi now, as well as he's a Poro, so you can actually play Poro Herder and it not be super atrocious. Called Shot, the Demon. This is actually the first Called Shot we've played. The Meta Warping, super broken, 0 mana, draw 2. For those of you that don't know what this card is somehow, it is 0 energy, 1 power. Look at the top 2 cards of your main deck, draw one of them and recycle the other, and it has repeat for a power. So for 0 energy and 2 power, you can draw 2 cards. You look at 4 and draw 2. This card is effectively Treasure Cruise. It's effectively Dig Through Time. It's just Dig Through Time. If you play Magic the Gathering, you know Dig Through Time is busted. I think it's banned. I know Treasure Cruise is definitely banned. I think Dig Through Time is also banned, but that card is just Dig Through Time. Because there is a card that reduces cost of repeat, so it turns into just 1 power. Look at 4, draw 2. And we have Battering Ram. We're starting to draw all of the Cycle Draven deck cards. Battering Ram is also a card that's probably going to be banned one day. It is 5 energy for 5 might. It costs 1 less for each card you played this turn. If you play a 0 energy card, like, I don't know, something that lets you draw 2 cards, it just is a free reduction. You eventually just play a 1 might 5 unit. Kind of silly. Drop border, when you play me, if you control 2 or more gears, I enter ready. Emperor's Dias, when you conquer here, you can pay 1 energy, return a unit you control here to your hand, or to its owner's hand, and then if you do, you put a 2 might Sand Soldier token into play. Foil, Feral Strength, pretty sick. We have a Sterix Gauge, nice. I like Sterix Gauge. I think it's super underrated. I think in green decks, it kind of fights the Axe that the Dravens are playing. Obviously, it's like 1 more energy and 1 more power, but it gives you the same +3 might as a combat trick to be able to fight the Axe, which is good. And a second Edge of Night. We're getting our playset of Edge of Night today. I'm calling it. Playset of Edgy Knights. Let's see. So yeah, we have, as far as epics go, we've hit a signature spell, and we hit an alt art rumble, which actually, the rumble is already the epic rumble. Oops, I took the pack off screen. Sorry, guys. This has the signature in it. I put the signature in it. Sorry, that's why I took it off screen. But yeah, I think this rumble is already the epic rumble, if I'm not mistaken. So getting the alt art of the epic rumble is super sick. Oh wait, there's like signature... There's like signature like champions, right? It's like regular cards. That's what I want to talk about. Signature. I don't want a signed legend. I want a signature Ari. I think the blue Ari is the one that's like going to be super duper expensive. The signature blue Ari. All right, we'll go through these uncommons and uncommons. Oh, Rocket Barrage, one we haven't seen yet. This card's really sick. 4 energy and a power with repeat. And it says choose 1, either deal 4 damage to a unit in base or kill a gear. So Kaisa actually has a good gear removal card now that isn't Thermo Beam. And what we got? Boom! Foil Eye of the Herald. That is sick. Especially if I end up playing some sort of Azir deck. Or just, you know, like I said, Hook Azir, something I was looking at. Just normal Azir. Now we have Heart of Dark Ice, which is pretty sick. I think it's really good in Aurelia decks. I don't know what's after that. And Lucian's signature spell, baby. This card is simply Ride the Wind, but better. Relentless Pursuit, 2 energy, 1 power of any color. Lucian signature spell. Action speed, move a friendly unit. You may attach an equipment with the same controller to it. This turn, that unit has, when I conquer, you may move me to my base. So, it is just kind of a better Ride the Wind. It's one of the reasons why Lucian is doing, you know, fairly well in these in Chinese events so far. I know that's something that is kind of flying under the radar because people kind of just look at like what decks win, what decks, you know, top 8 or whatever. If you look, Lucian actually has a whole lot of like bubbles, meaning that he's been just tiebreakered out of like top 8 a lot of the time. He'll be like 9th place or 10th place in a lot of these tournaments, which is very telling if a deck is consistently placing that high. And I'm thinking he might be the answer. He might be the answer to purple because you just get to play Orange Lucian. Orange Lucian gets to conquer, get you all your points and stuff. Oh, sorry, I skipped a card there. Against the odds, this card's really cool. But the big thing with Orange Lucian is he immediately moves back after conquering, so you don't have to actually play the like combat game with the Dravens and with everything that these decks are trying to fight you in. You just say, like, look, dude, I'm gonna get my points. I get to play Skyfall, and I get to play my Trinity Force, and I'm just gonna get multiple points on Conquer and not even have to worry about holding or anything. Mariah Spire is really cool. When you control this battlefield, friendly repeat costs 1 less, or 1 energy less specifically. Really sick. Boots of Swifties gives you Aurelia ganking is what that says. Really cool. It's just 3 energy for 2 might, and then it just has ganking. So the unit just has ganking. And we have an experimental hexplate. I am mech. And then what do we got? Boom. Veteran Poro foil. Got a foil fluffy boy. A fluffy foil and Jace. I think this is the biggest bait card in the entire set. Not excited for that. Because people like to cheat out their 7 might gear. I don't think you need it. And then On the Hunt, another epic, another signature spell. All of our epics are signature spells so far, which I'm not going to complain about because they've been straight bangers. On the Hunt is 1 energy, 2 power. Ready your units. Very solid card. Okay. All right, back to the pack opening. We have 3 left in this first half. And then after this first half, I think we're going to stop. We're going to skip the commons and uncommons and just go straight to the rares again, because we don't need this video to... Oh no, I just dropped everything. Because we don't need this video to be, you know, super duper long because we're staring at the same commons. And mostly, again, because in set 2, because the set is smaller, you're going to see repeats a lot more. So we will continue to go through the commons and uncommons in this first half of the box. And then we will just go straight to the rares and epics, or hopefully epics, in the next one. So okay, I need to slow down though. I'm not trying to leak. All right, we have Recurve Bow. So this card's actually really cool. 2 energy, 0 might, but it says when I attack or defend, deal 2 damage to an enemy unit here. This actually pairs really well with Warwick. Is something I was looking at with this card as a sideboard option in some decks. Is you can play Warwick in this. So what happens is you attack in. You can stack the trigger, so Recurve Bow will deal 2 damage to something when you attack. And then Warwick says, when I attack, kill all damaged units, or enemy units, and then you just immediately get to snipe anything, no matter how big it is with Warwick, which I think is kind of sick. Temporal Portal. We've seen this one. It gives a unit, or it gives a spell repeat. And then Power next. It says, when you hold, you may pay 4 power to score 1 point. Kind of underwhelming. I thought this card was going to be super broken when I first saw it. It turns out it's kind of just good. It's all right. Sudden Storm is another card I thought would be really good. It is an action speed and can also be hidden, but it's a 3 energy to deal 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield. If it's attacking, though, it deals 4 damage. I thought that'd be really good. Turns out it's really not. Card Sharp. So we have Card Sharp number 2. And then we have Ornn. Awesome, cool. We have Ornn. Oh, and we have an Alt Art Rune. Sick. We pulled an Alt Art Body Rune. We love that. I think that's my 8th, I think, or maybe 9th. That is super cool. But let's look at Ornn here. Ornn is blue-green, so he's RE colors, and says reaction, tap to add a power. Only use this power only to play a gear or to pay gear abilities, basically. So use it to pay your attach abilities or to actually play out a gear. But that's super sick. Nice. We have an Alt Art Body Rune. Like I said, I think that's like number 9 for me. I think I'm trying to get 10 of each. 8 is really like all I think you'll ever need. But I think if you have 10, you will just literally never need anything else, because I don't think you will need to be playing monocolor decks, at least not, anytime soon. I don't think there's enough good cards in like just one color to be playing a monocolor deck. But even if you are playing a monocolor deck, I firmly believe that you can just play 2 of the other color just to make your opponent guess that maybe you're not playing monocolor. Like maybe you're playing, 1 or 2 cards of whatever the other color is, right? I think that's something that's super interesting. Like when you're playing Victor, even if you're playing an all yellow Victor deck, you play a couple of blues just to make them think maybe you're playing Singularity or a Watcher, right? Just kind of keep them on their toes. Hall of Legends. When you conquer here, you may pay an energy to ready your legend. That's really cool. I've seen a lot of people playing this with Ezreal as a way to like tap Ezreal to draw a card, conquer here, pay 1, untap Ezreal, tap him again to draw a card. Super cool. Our second Cole. Super nice. We're playing Rat Ezreal, baby. Words of the Fluffed, and we have a second foil Wages of Pain. We're just going to have a playset of foil Wages of Pain. A Switcheroo! One of the better cards in purple. An amazing hidden card. 2 energy, 2 power. you know, swap the might of 2 units at the same battlefield this turn. So usually what that means is you have like a 1 might unit or something, and then you swap it with your opponent's really big unit that's attacking into you, because if you hide this card, you no longer have to pay all of this expensive, you know, casting cost, as well as this card can't be defied, even though it only costs 2 energy, because it has 2 power cost, it cannot be defied. And Under Titan, the only reason Rek'Sai is somewhat playable. It's a 6 energy, 1 power, 5 might unit. It says when you play me, give all other units, or give your other units +2 might this turn. That's a lot less exciting, except for it says, as I'm revealed from your deck, add 2 energy. So it's one of those where if you're playing Rek'Sai, or you're doing anything and you're revealing cards off the top of your deck, and you reveal the Under Titan, you do in fact just get 2 energy for free. And you just get to combo off and do a bunch of crazy shit. And play a bunch of extra cards that you shouldn't really be able to play, because you shouldn't have that much energy. But Under Titan says, I don't care how much energy you should have, you now have 2 extra of it. Plundering Poro against the odds. Rake. My 7th Wages of Pains. I already have foil ones. I don't even need you. The Temptations. Mr. Benefactor. Baby Bloom. We have Blood Money, which is a card that I thought would be much better, but as we've learned, reaction speed gear is a bitch. It says kill a unit on a battlefield 2 or less might. If it was an enemy unit, get a gold gear token. If it was a friendly unit, get 2 gold gear tokens. It's still very good. I think it's a very solid sideboard card into a lot of decks, just probably not the ones that play reaction speed gears, or really just reaction speed buffs in general. Emperor's Divide. Forgotten Monument. Oh, we have an epic. I think this is Red Lucian. No, oh, this is just Draven. Cool, I have Draven Legend. English Draven Legend. So now all of my opponents know what my legend does when I play it against them. We have, oh, Ezreal. Cool, we just have 2. Maybe we get really lucky, and the epic here is just another legend, but it's a signed one. We have a Dunebreaker. I didn't know that card was an epic. So cool. And Dunebreaker is sick though. 7 energy, 1 power for a 7 might unit, and it says if you have 2 or fewer cards in your hand, I enter ready. So it's just a really nice top end for aggro decks. And it says when I hold, draw 2 cards. So if you have a Skyfall on this, where Skyfall says when you conquer, trigger all of your hold abilities, when you hold, trigger all your conquer abilities, you can conquer and then get to draw 2, because that's his hold ability. I think that's super sick. I think it's a really good aggro top end card. All right. So we're done with half of it, officially through the first half of my first ever Spiritforge box. Fortunately, no duds. I've heard some people saying that they've opened English Spiritforge boxes and they've had the same issues as the first set, where some of their packs didn't have rares. But I haven't actually seen it. The one friend of mine that has opened a box for their store, as well as obviously, you know, my limited experience of these ones that I've opened, you know, haven't experienced that. So I'm going to do a cool trick here. It's not really cool. What it does is, boom, okay. It kind of tells you if you might have like a signature and overnumber legend, because this back card, if it has a black backing, that means that it's going to be a legend. So all the legends have black backings. So if it's in the very back, that means that there is a chance, obviously not guaranteed, but there is a chance that it is an overnumbered or even signed legend card. So we will just skip straight to the rares in all of these cards, or in all of these packs. So we're just going to do it probably in the least messy way possible. I think I'm just going to go super fast, basically, and not even look at any of these. And then we'll get to the, because I don't want this to happen where it's like sliding around a whole bunch. So we did get our Draven as a foil Emperor's Divide, Draven, and oh, a Trinity Force. Nice. We did not pull any of those. I was telling you all this about Trinity Force, Skyfall combo. Trinity Force says when I hold, gain 1 point. So Skyfall again, making it to where just all you do is conquer and you gain the point, and it's super, super sick. So yeah, we're gonna go pretty fast here. Again, we know what all the commons are and uncommons are at this point. We just want to see big hits, right? I will be opening up even more boxes, both boxes that I bought from my store as well as boxes for my store. Or not my store, but my LGS. So let's see. Nope. Okay, so no signed card this time. We did get another legend. Also, it's a really cool chance to see maybe if you got like an alt art rune, because if it's a rune, you never know if it's alt art or not. All right, armed assailant, feral strength, cloth armor. I guess what I could do is just go like 1, 2, 3, and just flip it over. Okay, so this does have an epic in it because our first is a rare. Anytime you have 2 rares, it's followed by an epic. So we opened Guardian Angel. It's the legend, or sorry, the rare I talked about earlier, where it's just Zhonya's, but on an equipment, so you can choose what unit to save, as well as gets +1 might. So pretty good. And then we have a Fiora legend. We like Fiora legend, even though we got one from our cool Fiora champion deck. And we got an epic. It is a Sivir. Oh, is that alt art? Wait, is that an alt art Sivir? That's sick. This is, in my opinion, the better Sivir. I understand why you play the purple aggro Sivir, but wow, we just got another alt art. So that's our second alt art of the box. Oh my gosh, how can I open this? This is Big Sivir 6 energy for a 7 might unit, 6/7, 3 power, and then says has deflect 2 when I conquer. When I conquer after an attack, if you assigned 5 or more excess might to enemy units, you may deal that much damage to an enemy unit. So it's kind of like Tryndamere, where you have to deal excess might or excess damage to a unit at the battlefield. But if you do that, you effectively get to kill 2 units off, because you can snipe a unit either in base with that excess damage, or shoot another unit at another base, or sorry, at the other battlefield with it too. Just sick. All right, we have these other ones here. So that's really sick. I'm so glad I got those. I have 2 really good. I actually also think that is the epic Sivir as well. So I think both alt arts we pulled were for epic champions, which is really, really sick. All right, so we have this, potentially a rune. So 1, 2, 3. All right, we have a foil Eggs Benedict. I forgot this card existed sometimes, not gonna lie. We have Kato, the arm, has deflect. It says, when I move to a battlefield, give another friendly unit, so not himself, my keywords and might equal to my might this turn. And then purple Aurelia, not the Aurelia in the Chosen Champion Zone. It says, your spells that choose me cost 1 energy or powerless. Unfortunately, not both, but still very, very good. And then a normal rune, not an alt art rune, unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know if it's a rune. Do I just put the rune in front? Maybe we get an alt art rune? That'd be pretty cool. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll put the rune in front. So maybe we high roll the rune, and then we get, and then maybe we get other stuff on top of that. So, and then sometimes, we'll know, for this example, we have a token, right? 1, 2, 3. We got a foil pickpocket. When you play me, you may kill a gear token with energy cost no more than 1. If you do, play a gold gear token. A Jinzhao says, I enter ready if you have 2 or more other units in your base. So it's effectively a way to have a bunch of tokens or small units in your base. You play him, just have a decent size accelerate unit, and a Ferris Forerunner. So that is my full play set, because I believe there were 2 in the Rumble box. So they're champion deck, so now I have my 3rd one. Super excited. Like I said, that card's genuinely really good. That is something I'm really happy about, is that the champion decks have a lot of fairly good cards at good rarities too, like the epic cards that'll be kind of hard to pull, as well as just some very solid rares in the Furious Forerunner. And we have these. Okay, we might have a alt art rune. Boom. No, just regular body rune. And oh, sorry, let me flip this. I also like putting the rune in front here, because it doesn't tell you if you immediately have an epic or not. Loyal Blood Rush, I like that. This is gonna be, I mean, I don't think this card's better than Cleave. I can see why people might play it, but I like it. It's foil. It's cool. Emperor of the Sands. We pulled in Azir. So I think I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm missing... there's 12 legends. I'm kind of missing a lot, huh? Oh, Bellows Breath. Sick. Super sick card. One of the best cards in the entire set. Bellows Breath, 1 energy, 1 power. Deal 1 damage to up to 3 units in the same location. Oh, sorry about that. I apologize for that. It says deal 1 damage to up to 3 units at the same location, and then it has repeat. So for 2 energy and 2 power, you can shoot 1 place for 2 damage to 3 different units, shoot 2 different places for 1 damage each. Very strong card when paired with Imperial Decree, since Imperial Decree just says, whenever a unit takes damage, it dies, and Bellows Breath deals 1 damage. So you can just have that effectively be a board wipe, where you're able to choose 2 locations and just say, I'm going to kill everything at these locations. Very, very powerful combo, as well as with the Watcher, which is what Ezreals are trying to do. Now we have this. Oh, we might have it. This could be a signature. All right, 1, 2, 3. And let's see if we have a rune. Boom! Oh, we do! Nice. Okay, the Chaos rune is the one I think I have the most of. I think I already have... Oh no, I lied. I only have 7, and I need 8, because I play 8 Chaos runes in my Draven deck. So I actually desperately needed a purple, another Chaos rune, because I only use full art, like alt art runes. I don't use the Nexus Knight runes. I would switch to Cherry Blossoms, because they are looking quite sick. I'm not going to lie to you. That is something I'll probably be interested in switching to. I'll have to play with them some in person and see myself. Super excited to hit that. I literally am playing right now with an upside down red rune in my Draven deck because I don't have an 8th alt art. So show the strength, and we know that we have at least 1 legend in here. It could be... Oh, we know it's not going to be an overnumbered because this is a common. Unfortunate. But we have Sivir, so we got both Sivers now. We have the Sivir that's actually played, and then the cool looking Sivir with an alt art. And then what is our legend? It is Aurelia. So we have almost every legend, I believe. Almost every legend. Wow, I'm so happy I got the purple rune. Purple and orange runes, huh? The game's really just asking me to stay on Misfortune Aurora. It's really just wanting me to play the purple Aurora decks, huh? If you don't know, I played a lot of purple Aurora in set 1. One of the lead pioneers on the deck. I put together a deck that people did really, really well with at Houston. Super excited. Okay, cool. We have a this is really weird. How are we gonna do this? All right, we'll put these 3 here, and here that tells me I'm thinking we probably just have like a foil battlefield. Maybe it's an epic. Did we get a rune? I didn't even check. I just flipped it over so slowly. If that was an alt-art rune, I would have freaked out. Is this foil battlefield? Oh no, we have an epic. Another epic. So we have Ezreal. We have Rek'Sai, that's one we're missing. And we have an epic here. What is it? Boom! Oh, Jack spell. Cool. Again, a lot of signature spells here on the epics. I wonder, I didn't actually look. I don't know how many of the epics are just signature spells. But this is a super sick signature spell, by the way. It's really strong. It is 2 energy and 1 power of any color. It's Jack signature spell, so only in the Jack's deck. And it says reaction speed. Choose a unit. The next time that unit would be dealt damage this turn, prevent it, draw 1 card. So it replaces itself. And what this says is if your opponent attacks into your unit with like 30 might, because damage from combat all happens at the exact same time, you can choose a unit you're defending with, counter-strike it, and it will dodge all of that combat damage at one time. And because it didn't die and your opponent couldn't kill it, all of your opponent's units get sent back to base, and you as the defender get to stay, and it's a really amazing outcome. Alright, we got this and this, and uh-oh, could be a signature, you never know. You never know. Did we get another alt art rune? Boom! Nope, just regular body. Did we get a signature? No, we did not. Unfortunate. Windsinger, really good card. It's just Gust on the body. Marching Order. This is just like a really weird challenge. It says choose a friendly unit anywhere and then an enemy unit on a battlefield. They fight each other, just like challenge. But it has repeat, so you can do it twice, I guess. And then Renatata. And then Renatata. I think that might be every legend. I'll have to check to see if we have every legend or not. But I'm super hyped. This is so sick. This is such an amazing box opening. I got alt art runes. I got alt art Sivir, alt art Rumble, the good Rumble too. So that's like super exciting. I say good Rumble. Obviously they're both good, but foil black merchant broker, yellow Rek'Sai, which I think is slightly underrated. It says when you attack, you can reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. You play one of them and then recycle the rest. If the played card was a unit, you can put it there attacking. So it's a way to say, like, look at the top 2. Oh, I found a unit. I'm going to play and just accelerate out a unit, which is, like, super sick. And then we have a... Oh, an epic. We have Aurelia. Oh, is that alt art Aurelia? No, I think that's just Aurelia. Wait, I'm tripping. Wait, I'm crazy. That has to be alt art Aurelia. Oh, it's an over number. Oh, is this just like a Spirit Blossom Aurelia card? Oh, I see. I think it's just... I think it's the over number Aurelia. Oh, wait, that's actually so sick. I call them Spirit Blossom cards. I don't know what they're actually called. But yeah, that's over number. It says 225 out of 221. It's not signed as far as I can tell, so I'm going to assume it's not signed. But we did just pull an over number Aurelia. And it's the good one. It says, when you choose a ready me, give me +1 might this turn. So it is the good Aurelia that's played in the champ zone. Surely that one definitely needs a the top loader card, the top loader thing, right? That is super amazing. I cannot believe I pulled an over number. That's cool. The rest of these were, the alt arts were sick. Are these technically over numbers? No, they're just alt arts. Pulling an over number and it being one of the probably more sought after ones, that makes me happy. I personally have been considering playing Aurelia because I have a super sick idea for green purple. And that makes me really happy. And I'm really glad you can mix English and Chinese cards now because I own an entire Chinese set, and going into Spiritforge, I was like, do I really care about opening boxes? I'll do it for content, blah, 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 blah. You know, not super excited about it, but now that you can mix the languages, I'm super excited about it because if I pull super cool stuff like the overnumber Aurelia, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm like freaking out, and I'm still trying to learn how to control the camera. How do I get it so this card is too shiny, man? That is so sick. I'm butchering it. I know. I'm sorry. That is so sick. All right. This did have a legend in the back. Maybe we got no overnumbered. Oh my gosh. Or I mean, we have overnumbered. What was I saying? No signed card. That's fine. Let's see what we got. We got World Atlas, and then we got a legend. We got another Luciano Ronaldo. Oh, sorry. I just cannot get over that set. Literally like third to last pack. Like at the very, very bottom of the box. She was hiding. She was hiding down there. That's so sick. That is such a sick. And then oh, look at this, another legend. Maybe if we end the box off with an overnumber Aurelia, and then also an overnumbered legend or signed legend, I'd freak out. I don't know what I would do. All right. Oh, okay. No alt art rune. All right. Show me overnumbered or signed legend one time. Come on. Oh, I got so excited. Okay, Vanguard Armory. Ooh, foil Vanguard Armory. Super sick. This is Elspeth. If you come from Magic the Gathering, here's your Elspeth. 7 energy, 1 power, play 3 recruit tokens. That simple. And we have Piercing Light. This card's sick. It's kind of like a Falling Star. 2 energy, 1 power, has repeat. It says deal 2 damage to a unit on a battlefield, and then up 2 damage to up to one other unit. Has repeat, so you can effectively deal 4 damage to a unit on a battlefield, and deal 4 damage to a whole other unit. And then we have a Rumble in the Jungle, finishing it off. I think that was a pretty good box. Thank you, Riot. Shout out Riot for my, for all the goodies, the setup, hopefully being able to bring you guys new stuff. Like I said, I'm going to be able to bring you guys some, over the table, I don't know what you would call it, content. I'm trying to get some stuff set up with other content creators, get some Commander, like 4-player free-for-all games going on. These were our alt art hits, the really cool groove, Rumble, the good Rumble. Alt art mommy, super sick. And then of course the biggest hit is the over number Aurelia, and it is in fact the green good Aurelia. That is amazing. On top of that, we have 2 alt art runes, both of which I was missing some for. Good signature spells, a bunch of signature spells actually. That was amazing. That was a really sick experience. I've never opened sealed product before Riftbound because I've always just been like a do the money efficient thing, just buy singles, whatever. I've had so much fun opening, sealed product, and then this was my first time opening up any Spiritforge sealed, even though I own every card in Chinese. Opening them up in English is just so sick, and then being able to open up all the alt arts and then these this overnumbered is it's just awesome. I don't know what to say. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Subscribe so you don't miss the content. Bunch of competitive content, all that fun stuff. I'll see you in the next video.